How fear controls you: fight, flight, or freeze. Imagine walking alone at night when suddenly you hear footsteps behind you. Your heart races, your muscles tense, and for a split second, your brain faces a critical decision. Should you run, confront, or freeze in place? This automatic response, commonly known as fight, flight, or freeze, is deeply embedded in human biology. It's a survival mechanism that has protected us for thousands of years. But what exactly triggers these reactions? And why do we respond differently to fear? The science of survival instincts. Our responses to danger are not conscious choices. They're reflexive actions governed by the amygdala, a small but powerful structure in the brain that detects threats. When a threat is perceived, the amygdala sends a distress signal to the hypothalamus, activating the sympathetic nervous system. This triggers a flood of hormones, namely adrenaline and cortisol, preparing the body to fight, flee, or freeze. These responses can happen in less than a second, often before our rational brain, the prefrontal cortex, has had time to fully process what's going on. 1. Fight, standing your ground. The fight response prepares us to face the threat head-on. Muscles tighten, pupils dilate, and the heart pumps faster to deliver oxygen-rich blood to vital areas. This can manifest as anger, aggression, or assertiveness. In modern life, we don't often have to physically fight predators, but this response can be triggered during arguments, confrontations, or stressful workplace scenarios. Someone with a strong fight response might lash out, raise their voice, or take decisive action. Psychological traits: higher confidence, quick to react or confront, more impulsive in stressful moments. Downside: if unregulated, this response can lead to aggression, poor decision-making, or violence. 2. Flight, escaping the danger. The flight response is your body's way of saying, "Get out of here." It energizes you to escape. Your breathing quickens, legs become ready to run, and focus narrows on the exit. While everyone has the same basic wiring, how we respond to fear is influenced by personality, past experiences, trauma, upbringing, and even genetics. For instance, a child raised in a volatile environment may develop a dominant freeze response as a coping mechanism. Someone who learned to stand up for themselves early might default to fight. These patterns can become deeply ingrained over time. Additionally, cultural expectations and gender norms can shape responses. Men may be socially conditioned to fight or appear tough, while women may be encouraged to remain composed or quiet freeze. Modern triggers in a modern world. The problem is that our brains still respond to modern threats, deadlines, traffic, public speaking, social rejection the same way they would to a lion in the wild. The stress response gets triggered frequently, flooding our systems with stress hormones, leading to anxiety, burnout, and health problems. Even news, social media, or loud environments can keep the amygdala on high alert. The more often we are exposed to fear-triggering stimuli, the more sensitive and reactive our systems become. Breaking the cycle: awareness and regulation. Understanding your dominant response is the first step. Ask yourself, do I avoid conflict, flight? In modern terms, this could mean avoiding confrontation, leaving a toxic situation, or mentally shutting down and distracting oneself. People with dominant flight tendencies often appear anxious or restless and may use work, entertainment, or even humor to escape stress. Psychological traits: cautious, calculated, prone to anxiety or overthinking, avoidant in conflict. Downside: chronic avoidance can lead to missed opportunities, unresolved trauma, or relationship issues. 3. Freeze, playing dead. The freeze response is less discussed but equally powerful. In the wild, freezing might help prey avoid detection. For humans, this translates into paralysis in the face of fear, unable to speak, move, or act. People experiencing freeze often dissociate, feel numb, or mentally check out in moments of danger. It might be the safest option, for example, during a robbery. However, in everyday life, it can lead to indecision, procrastination, or passivity. Psychological traits: calm under pressure sometimes, prone to dissociation or shutting down, sensitive to overwhelming stimuli. Downside: may struggle with action, boundaries, or expressing needs. Why we react differently. Do I get angry under pressure? Fight. Do I freeze or shut down when overwhelmed? Once you identify your pattern, you can learn to manage it. Here are a few strategies. 1. Grounding techniques. To manage freeze responses, grounding exercises like focusing on your senses or surroundings can bring you back to the present. 2. Breathing and movement. Deep breathing and physical movement can shift the body from a fight or flight state to a calm state. 3. Refraining thoughts. Using your rational mind to reframe the perceived threat helps reduce the amygdala's grip. 4. Therapy and mindfulness. Therapies like CBT, somatic experiencing, or EMDR can help rewire trauma-based responses. 5. Building emotional intelligence. Recognizing and naming emotions as they arise reduces their power over your actions. Our fear responses are not flaws. They are ancient systems designed to keep us alive. But in the modern world, these instincts can sometimes do more harm than good if left unchecked. Whether you tend to fight, flee, or freeze, there is power in understanding your triggers and learning how to regulate them.